my blood, with every breath in my lungs. Won't stop until I'm phenomenal.
What is up, phenomenal fans? I am back at it again with another video, and I just got done watching Money in the Bank, and man, that was an interesting show, especially because of the main event ladder matches. But how good was the show? I'm going to talk about the show. I'm going to tell you what I think about it, so let's just dive right into it. So on the kickoff show, we have a random unannounced match between Jeff Hardy, who's in his first match since his first return against Baron Corbin on Smackdown, versus Cesaro. Cesaro, please just give him a world title or something. Anyways, these two have a pretty decent match. It's a real solid match. Hardy goes up the steps, Cesaro catches him, throws him into the barricade. Cesaro, nice second round leg drop, just, some good action. In the end, Hardy, twist of fate, swanton, 1, 2, 3. Hardy puts away Cesaro. Good match, especially for it being a kickoff match. Good solid action between Hardy and Cesaro. And we open up the main card with the Fatal 4-Way Tag Team title match. We got the New Day, represented by Big E and Kofi Kingston, against the Forgotten Sons, Lucha House Party, and Miz and Morrison. Hey, hey, ho, ho. So this gets off to a fast start. The first big spot, Grand Metalik and John Morrison are tight roping along the ropes. Grand Metalik does a Spanish fly to the outside onto a pile of people off the top ropes. That was really nice. Then just throughout the match, we got fast knives. We got Lince Dorado doing splashes, Metalik doing elbows, Dorado doing Rey Mysterio type Dragon Rana stuff. But in the end, Big E, with the big heading to Lince Dorado, 1, 2, 3. Big E, predictably kinda, retains the titles for the New Day. Again, kinda clumsy, a little bit. There was definitely some botches here and there. Kofi was botching a little bit, Lince was botching, Morrison was actually botching a little bit. It was just quick action, a little bit of botches, but all in all, good action to start the show. Next up is what is the best feud, without a doubt, going into this show. MVP versus RTruth. MVP, the man who will never retire. He said he retired after the Royal Rumble. He came back on Raw, had one match, then retired again, then unretired, then retired, then unretired. You know the story. MVP, for whatever reason, is facing RTruth. RTruth comes out, MVP comes out. They start talking. RTruth is just basically being RTruth. Next thing you know, Bobby Lashley's music hits. Bobby Lashley is replacing MVP. RTruth is, again, just still being RTruth. Accidentally just slaps Bobby Lashley in the face. This enrages him. Bell rings. About a minute and a half later, Bobby Lashley spear to RTruth. Okay, Bobby Lashley defeats RTruth. Nice. And yes, I'm kind of just rushing through this because I just want to get to the ladder match. So next up is Tamina challenging Bayley for the Smackdown Women's Championship. So early on in the match, Tamina goes for a super kick. Bayley catches the leg. I thought it was like a botch for a minute because she hit her in the stomach, and I'm like, okay, that was horrible. But no, Bayley actually caught her leg into a leg bar, which was really nice. Match goes on. Tamina's being Tamina. Sasha Banks is being the cheating manager for Bayley. Tamina ends up launching Bayley into the announce table, which looked really vicious. But in the end, Tamina's got Bayley up for the Samoan drop. Bayley rolls through into the roll-up, the WWE special. 1, 2, 3. Bayley puts away Tamina, retains the title. And then Tamina, it's really weird. So she had her up for the Samoan drop. Bayley, rolled to a crucifix pin. 1, 2, 3. Bayley just kind of was still on her shoulders. She just got lifted back up. Tamina looked for the Samoan drop. Sasha came in, made the save. Woohoo. Next up, it is for the Universal Championship. Our lovely friend, the Firefly Funhouse version of Bray Wyatt, challenging Braun Strowman for the title. Match starts out, Braun Strowman is just throwing Bray around. He's just destroying Bray. Bray has to go to the outside. Braun's about to, mow him over into the announce table. Bray saves himself, drop toe hold. Braun goes into the announce table. Until then, we see Huskus the Pig just popping up, because this is the power of no crowd. Pops up in the barricade, starts rooting on Bray. Bray, channels that energy from the puppets, turns it into a vicious-looking DDT on the concrete. So Bray ends up bringing it into the ring. Sister Abigail, new Universal Champion. No. Braun just kicks out. So Braun ends up going to the outside, and we just see his head pop up, and he's got the ripped up, destroyed Black Sheep mask on his face. Bray finally has done it. He's finally convinced Braun to go back to his roots, to rejoin the family, but Firefly Funhouse version. He puts on the mask. He does his little getting on the knees thing. We see old school Wyatt family stuff. All the puppets. We got Ramblin' Rabbit, Huskus the Big Boy, Abby the Witch. We got them all just popping up in the crowd, being like, woo, Braun's come home, yay! And then Braun just slowly takes the masks off, puts it on the ground, stomps on it, power slam, 1, 2, 3, Braun Strowman defeats Bray Wyatt to retain the title. It's a good way of keeping Bray, it's good storytelling, first of all. Good storytelling. And it's sort of a good way to keep Bray strong. The Fiend didn't lose. This Bray Wyatt's sort of like the crappy Bray Wyatt, in kayfabe, of course, when it comes to wrestling. But then after the match, Bray Wyatt is looking all, sort of like he's having anger issues. He's got a lot going on in his head, and we just see cuts of the Fiend. So clearly this is going to lead to storytelling of the Fiend being upset with Bray Wyatt, even though they're technically the same person. But this is wrestling logic. Logic doesn't matter. But we just see cuts of the Fiend as Bray is going insane. And after the match, we hear from Hacker Man. He says that no one is safe, the truth will be heard, and he's basically got all of the SmackDown roster on his monitors. He's got Carmella, Daniel Bryan, Braun, Strowman, the New Day, Otis. He's got basically the entire roster. Nobody is safe. I literally have no idea who this is gonna be. Obviously the rumors are that Mustafa Ali and Chad Gable or Shorty G are gonna be it. There's obviously people saying CM Punk is gonna do it, which that's not it. Honestly, I have no idea, which is awesome. I like the surprise. Next up, in what is probably the best actual match of the night, is for the WWE title, is Drew McIntyre defending the gold against Seth Rollins. So before the match starts, Rollins comes out, and we got no more of the burn it down is dead. Seth Rollins comes out with this new theme. It's like a bad theme, but it fits his character. It's just this kind of like a Bayley's theme on crack, but it fits his character, so that's really nice. So match starts off, Rollins is targeting the knee of McIntyre, and then McIntyre ends up going to the outside of the ring. Rollins hits about one dive, he hits another dive, and I was on like the third or the fourth dive. McIntyre catches him, hurls him over, belly to belly onto the announce table, and then Rollins, he decides, hey, I'm gonna go get a chair, because, you know, that helped me at WrestleMania when I got the ring bell. He goes to get the chair, ref's yelling at him to take it out, he's like, wait a minute, I'm smarter than this. Throws the chair out of the ring, winds up getting hit with a Future Shock DDT for a 2 count. Then we end up seeing what could possibly be like the spot of the night. Rollins goes up to the top rope backwards, McIntyre follows him, and this gives him a ridiculous avalanche German suplex. Rollins just flips backwards. It's like one of those moves that you'll see in 2K. It was just insane. And this ending combination, so Rollins goes for another stomp. He had just hit the stomp house for a 2 count, goes for another stomp. McIntyre catches the Glasgow kiss with the headbutt, bounces off the ropes. Rollins a super kick, McIntyre Claymore, 1, 2, 3. McIntyre retains. Definitely a great sequence, a very great match. It went about 20 minutes. It was an incredible match. Again, like I said, probably the best actual match of the night. We'll just talk about some other stuff in just a minute. And then after the match, McIntyre goes for the handshake. Rollins accepts it, kind of bewillingly. I'm not saying this is a face turn, but you know, he gained the respect of McIntyre, all that good stuff. So McIntyre retains. I can't talk today. McIntyre retains. Great match. And here we go, main event time, the Money in the Bank ladder match. Who's gonna climb the corporate ladder? Because I haven't said that enough. Who's gonna climb the corporate ladder? Who's gonna climb WWE headquarters and become Mr. and Mrs. Money in the Bank? So we start things off with probably the weirdest entrances of all time. We got like Lacey and Nia. They enter through the lobby, so we're like, okay, they're gonna play the themes for a little bit. They're gonna show little stats thingies, like who they beat to qualify, their height, and all that good stuff. But no, then we cut to the gym, and we're getting some males entrances. I don't remember the order, because the order was all shaken up. So we get a couple male entrances, then we get like a female, and a couple more male, and a couple female, then a male. And it's just crazy, until we end up getting 6 and 6. Women are starting in like the main lobby, by the elevators, by the statues. Men are starting in the gym. And so all 5 women are in the lobby. Asuka's music hits. They don't know where she's at. She's up on the ledge, because, you know, Asuka things. She dives, hits everybody, lays everybody out with a crossbody. So, you know, this very entertaining brawling. Asuka ends up escaping into the elevator. Then we cut to, by the way, we're just cutting back and forth between the men and the women as they're, like, in their own little routes. They'll end up meeting up in the match later on. But Corbin, he channels his inner Tommaso Ciampa. He gets a weight, dumbbell, whatever you want to call it, throws it, misses, hits the glass shatters. And then Otis, who's just doing Otis things throughout this match, ends up trapping AJ Styles in a weight, you know, giant weight thingy. I'm not a weight person. I wouldn't know that. He ends up trapping Styles under the waist. He's like, oh, I can't get out, and just already it's just super entertaining. We're breaking glass, we're jumping off of ledges, we're getting in elevators, we're trapping people in weights. Let's just continue on with this fun. So then the run is on, all the male superstars are running down the hallway, and then we end up seeing Rey Mysterio. He runs down, he hears a toilet flush. Next thing you know, Brother Love comes out of the bathroom because, yep, that happened. So we end up in like a conference room. We got like Dana Brooke, we got Lacey Evans, we got Nia Jax. They're all there. They're fighting in the conference room. Lacey Evans is nailing people with women's rights, but Dana Brooke ends up climbing on the table, grabs a fake briefcase. She's like, woo, I won it, I'm Miss Money in the Bank. Until, nope, Stephanie McMahon comes up. She's like, Dana, that's the fake briefcase. Get up to the roof, grab the real briefcase. So, fun little entertainment. She got some money though. There's money in the case. I'll take that. And then AJ Styles, he's looking for Rey Mysterio. He sees a picture on the wall of Rey Mysterio, and he just starts punching it. You know, when you're finding somebody that you don't like and you see a picture of them on the wall, you're just gonna punch the picture. It'll feel the same. He ends up walking around. He ends up seeing a picture of the Undertaker, and it terrifies him because, you know, he was buried alive and then got resurrected because we all know AJ Styles is a zombie. Then he ends up seeing a door opened. There's a coffin. There's purple lighting. There's smoke until Aleister Black comes from behind, traps AJ in the room. Then we end up cutting to Paul Heyman, who's just trying to enjoy a meal, you know? He's just got a giant buffet of food on the table for just himself. He's just sitting all alone. Until then, all the superstars come in. All food gets thrown everywhere. Paul's just, he stands up. He's like, what is this? He got like 4 males, 4 females, whoever. Until then, Otis throws the food in his face. And then we got ourselves a food fight. They were all brawling. Shayna Baszler locks Rey Mysterio in the Kirifuda clutch. Otis and Nia squish Rey Mysterio. Until then, everybody leaves. Nia Jax powerbombs Carmella through Paul Heyman's poor table. And then we get a stare-off between Nia Jax and Otis. So Otis, after leaving that food fight, walks into a bunch of dessert. He sees whipped cream, he sees nuts, he sees pies, he sees it all. He turns around, there's John Laurinaitis, Johnny Ace, whatever you want to call him, sitting on his car. People power, you know, old school 2012 nostalgia. Then Otis just pies John Laurinaitis, and we move on with the match. And we got Stiles and Bryan, they're chasing each other around, and they run into a room, they're fighting, and they're arguing, and they're punching each other, and all this good stuff, until they realize it's Vince McMahon's office. He's just sitting there, and it just becomes real quiet. They're just awkwardly standing there. And then they just leave. Vince McMahon yells at them. They put his chairs back, they leave. Vince McMahon squirts his hand sanitizer, and then he just continues on with his Vince McMahon business. Probably firing people. And then we finally have superstars make it to the roof, make it to the ring. We got Asuka, we got Nia Jax, we got Lacey Evans. Who else? Shayna Baszler, she just sort of went missing. Carmella's still probably dead on that table. Dana Brooke, she ended up slipping because, a guy was mopping the floor, so she's out of there. So we got Asuka, we got Nia, and we got Lacey Evans. So Nia, she's throwing ladders at people, Asuka's kicking people, Lacey's punching people, all that good stuff, until Asuka ends up getting her opportunity. She climbs the ladder, she's going for the briefcase, until then Corbin comes running through, and then they're facing each other at the ladder. So Corbin, even though easily Corbin could have grabbed his and Asuka could have grabbed hers without interfering with each other, Corbin's just basically hitting everything, getting in Asuka's way. Asuka just yells at him, kicks him off the ladder. Asuka grabs the women's Money in the Bank, and my prediction was right. Asuka is Miss Money in the Bank. This should be fun. And we end up getting the cavalry of men. We got AJ Styles, we got Daniel Bryan, we got Rey Mysterio, we got Aleister, we got Otis. All the men have made it, woo! Unlike the women. And it happened. Styles promised he would do it, but Corbin did it because Styles, he already got buried alive and died a month ago. We got 2 more deaths in the WWE. Rey Mysterio and Aleister Black were both thrown off the roof. They're both dead, but yeah, they'll probably return in 2 weeks on an episode of Main Event or something. Corbin, he just chucked Rey Mysterio off the roof. Black came in, and Black got chucked off the roof. And we got the ending sequence. Styles nails Otis with a phenomenal forearm. Styles and Corbin are up on the top. They're fumbling over the briefcase. They both have a grip of it until Elias comes from behind, smashes Corbin with the guitar. Corbin falls to the ladder. Woohoo, I got both my picks right. AJ Styles, after returning from the dead just 6 short days ago, is Mr. Money in the Bank. But no, Styles clearly has butter hands, butter on his gloves or something. Briefcase just slips out of his hand. And the next thing you know, Otis grabs it, and Otis has won. Otis is Mr. Money in the Bank. So yeah, Otis has got to be a future WWE champion now. They better not screw this up. But they have Tucker turn on Otis, or somehow Otis fails his cash in. I'm going to be livid. Otis for WWE champion. It's going to happen in the next year, and I thank you guys for watching. Did you enjoy Money in the Bank? Did you enjoy that heck of a cinematic Money in the Bank match? Because I know I did. They're 3 for 3 on cinematic matches in the quarantine era. I thank you guys for watching. If you enjoyed Money in the Bank, comment down below. Comment your favorite match down below. If you liked the video, smash the like button. That really helps. Definitely hit subscribe. I appreciate it. Stay home and stay safe.